You see, one thing is for you to be able to gather money together, put money together from left, right, and center to deposit for a particular property. Another thing is for you to be able to sustain the payment of the mortgage. You understand? Two things involved. Apart from the fact that you need to get your mortgage broker, which is the first step, another thing you need to have at the back of your mind is that, am I able to sustain, or are we able to sustain the payment of this mortgage? These are quite important. And of course, your lender will have to carry out the checks before they can borrow you money. The check includes, how much you earn, what is your household income put together, are they going to be able to afford paying the mortgage and this and that, all of those things, yes. But deep down in you, yourself, ask yourself, is your job secured? After 3 years, 5 years down the line in the mortgage, are you going to continue? Are you going to be able to maintain that your household income without any problem? You understand? Because in a situation whereby you are not able to pay the mortgage or you are missing out in your payments, letter is going to be sent to you, of various kinds, telling you the next line of action. Maybe gradually you are losing the property. You understand? So this is one of the reasons why it is very important for you to sit down to look at your household income. To see that this household income, because it's very possible for you to have a job, within that first year, and you have submitted all the documents to the lender to check. The lender will only see your current job, but the lender doesn't know whether the job, you're going to be losing that job in the next 2 years. The lender doesn't know whether you're going to be out of that job the next 1 year. The lender doesn't know whether you're going to be fired. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it is quite important that you guide your household income when you are on mortgage. Very, very important. Because in a situation whereby you lose your job, we pray, God forbid, just think in a situation whereby that kind of a thing happens to you, what are you going to do? You understand? So you need to think along as you are in that mortgage, because it is quite important. You understand? It is quite important. Now, when you are paying your mortgage, don't forget that it's a fixed amount of money, specifically for a particular number of years, 25, 30 years, depending on your ages at the time you're taking on the mortgage. You understand? But you need to have it at the back of your mind that buying this house, will I be able to pay? Even if anything is going to happen to my current job, what is the next line of action to continue to pay the mortgage? These are the kind of things you need to think about alongside your payment of the payment of the mortgage. It's very important. God will not let it happen to you. You lose your job today, or maybe your wife loses her job today. How are you going to be able to sustain? Because if you lose your job today, there is no possibility that you find another job in the next 1 or 2 months. You get what I'm trying to say? Then perhaps you don't have no savings. So it's always very good to cultivate towards the raining days. Always have it at the back of your mind that your job, that your mortgage is sitting on, or that your household income that your mortgage is sitting on, you have to guide that job jealously. You have to guide that household income very jealously. And if you are foreseeing in the future that, okay, something is going to happen to that job in the future, you have to start preparing for another job or preparing for something else that will bring in money in place of that job you're about to lose. Don't give that lapse. Don't give that lapses at all for that gap to be open. We pray nothing happen to your job, because it's a very serious thing if you lose your job and you are on mortgage. Try as much as possible to make sure that you are guiding that job jealously and that nothing happens to you. Because if it does, it's a serious issue. I'm not trying to create a scary atmosphere, but everything in life is all about risk. You understand? Anything can happen to anybody at any given point in time. Anything can happen at your job. You might be made redundant. Different kinds of things can happen. If any of these things come in place in the future for you, what are you going to do? This is really important. So think along as you are in that mortgage. Make sure that you are always having excess money. You always try as much as possible to keep something in the savings, just in case anything in the future happens.